Alright, so it's been a few days now of Black Clover Mobile existing as a game. It's been a long time coming. It's finally out, and after a lot of testing, a lot of talk with a lot of people, I do want to talk about my favorite characters and like the most bestest, if that's a word, we're going to create it, characters in the game right now that are very powerful, and if you get them, they can really give your account a head start. So today, let's jump into that. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. It helps out a ton. Appreciate the support. Let's talk about it. So we have a breakdown of every character currently existing in the game. Okay, now you have to know there's three rarities. There's rare, there's SR, and there's SSR. Really, I haven't looked into too many R characters, but I have looked into the SR characters, right? We'll start with the SSR first, work our way down to SR, but just know there are some great SRs in this game that can really help you. So today, let's talk about it. First thing, my favorite character, I think, in the entire game right now is Lotus, okay? He is a very strong character, a very good debuffer, and he will really help you. A lot of people have also told you or said, maybe you want to reroll for this character. This or Jack being, one being a great DPS, one being a great supporter. He's mainly a debuffer, support slash type thing I'm going for. Basically, how he works is, and this is why he's very good. Look at this attack. First, extended debuff duration for an enemy, 1 turn. Applies reduced damage resistance to an enemy for 2 turns. All right, you know, mid. You're gonna sit there and say mid. Great. Look at this. Has 50% chance to remove all buffs from an enemy. That is huge. Applies incapacitate level 3 to all enemies for 2 turns. Has a 50% chance to apply speed reduction level 3. That is big. That is big. Okay. Applying speed reduction, any character that can do that is very strong off the base there. Has a 60% chance of applying 20% decreased stamina. That's the combined attack. But if you look at his skills here, he is a very good character. He is AoE debuff. That is what you're going for. And teaming him up with a character like Yami, who's like an AoE damage dealer, they can really come up with very good damage. And I think for a character that's off of the standard banner and just rerolling for him is a possibility, he might be one to go for. I genuinely think he, Jack? They are very good characters, and they both can really help you. So again, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for a debuffer, that's him. He's going to be a very good semi-support character and help you deal damage and stall the enemies. It's very good. Then you look at Jack being just pure DPS. He'll kill, okay? Both serve a role, and I think Lotus is very good for what he's supposed to serve. He does a damn great job at it, okay? Across from that, you have Yami. Both Yamis that currently exist in the game are great. I personally like this Yami due to the fact that, you know, it's just I pulled him right off the banner. I feel great about it. The other Yami I can obtain later, but for what it is as a character, he is a very strong DPS. And then again, after a little bit of build up, he can become broken and he can really deal some serious AoE damage. Though again, if you look at his skills, I think that, or his stats, I think he has less attack. So he has 1100 here. 11,000, I'm high, calm down. But let's see here, he has 12. So he has more attack, and sometimes people are able to come up with more damage from this Yami. But both Yamis in the game are outstanding, depending on which one you want to get. Remember also, if you get both Yamis, one is basically useless due to the fact that you can only formulate one team with one character. So again, keep that in mind, that if you are chasing multiple Astas or whatever, just know you can only use one of those characters on the team. The other one has to get thrown away. Again, you can swap out comms and try out both. But there's a Yami, there's a Yami comp for this in PvP, and there's a Yami comp for this in PvP. So it's hilarious that both Yamis are just game breaking. They're both very strong. And I would say if there were a tier list, you could argue which one goes first. They both can really do something. And as of right now, there's not enough testing to say who is really the definitively better character. So at the end of the day, both Yamis are definitely strong and very good characters. And that's also for this. Academy Asta is very good. The Academy characters are just top tier. They're very strong. For Asta also, if you have an active buff, has a 50% chance to deal an additional attack to inflict damage equal of 70%. Applies 2% increased damage, stacks it to 5 times. Attacks when applying increased attack to yourself, and then has an 80% chance of applying 20% increased stamina to yourself. It's pretty good. Grants you an extra turn. Anyone that has extra turn is very good when attacking an enemy whose HP is at 80% or above. Think about that. Most characters will be, so using this, stalling with this, will be very strong. Attacks after applying 30% increased damage. Again, any of the Academy characters will be powerful, so keep that in mind. I already gave my little thoughts of Jack He's also a very strong character. And also for a reroll character, he is someone to chase. If you can get him plus his skill card, that could be actually very huge for you. For what he is, he applies bleed damage, increased penetration, crit rate, which is very good. Also, increase the speed level to yourself by 2 turns. Has an 80% chance of applying bleed to an enemy. And then again, he's being like a damage over time character per se. Then attacks with 10% increased crit damage for every buff you have. So for Jack, if you're able to get his skill card too, him plus skill card, he goes crazy. All right, it's really the case, but you don't need it. Let's just say it's Jack by himself. He is still a very good character, kind of to reckon with. Okay. I already mentioned, I think the Mimosa one I haven't personally tested. I can't really say much there. Vril was a letdown for me. I don't know if he's really that bad, but there's an account that I do have with Vril. He just isn't really like crazy for me, right? I do think that William and Sally are pretty good, but I don't want to give my thoughts on any other character besides the one that I did. I think the highlights that I found really have to be Lotus, has to be Yami, has to be Yami, has to be Asta. These characters are just so freaking good. It's not even funny. Jack also being a very strong and very good character. Charlotte, I don't know. I didn't really like her kit. And then the other ones that I didn't get to test so far are for Golion. William I saw a little bit for. Nozel I saw a little bit for. Vril I just don't like. Okay, I don't know if he's that bad or what happened, or maybe I'm not testing it properly. Mars is decent. The other characters, again, you know, I'll save for later. And also, someone I forgot to mention, which I do want to mention, is William Vengeance. Another very good character. Though, again, from what I've said before this, I will say that he is, like, least on the list from what I've listed, all right? So let's say I think that both Yamis are very strong. They should be closer to the top. If I were to say Lotus, he is very strong. Asta's very strong. The seasonal one, I think the seasonal Mimosa is also pretty good, though I haven't gotten her and I really want to. I haven't really seen that much about her, but she is good from what little I've heard and seen. Damn, what a character. So those really have to stand out, but Vengeance is still pretty good also. I do see that he gets a little bit more hate because others shine so bright. But again, increase speed level 4, increased attack level 4 to an ally for 2 turns for both of those. When an ally's stamina is at 50% or below, has a 60% chance to apply 10% increased stamina to them, okay? Here, applies Fortify level 3 to all allies for 2 turns, applies counter attack to the ally with the highest attack for 1 turn. He is also a pretty good character, and I do want to mention again, so you have all the things also here to read, just in case you aren't reading them. Just know to check these for the future whenever I talk about stuff. It gives you an idea of what those words are, right? So again, Vengeance is also a very good character. I do recommend if you can pick him up from the reroll banner, he is there. Jack and him are pretty strong also. It depends on who you want to go for more, but I think both are great characters. I think Vengeance may lean ahead a little bit, but because he's a supporter, and because of that, it's a very strong class in itself. Because for DPS, you're competing against like Yami, and that's hard to do. So for what he is, he's great. We'll move on to SR there, so I gave my characters there. Again, it's early game. Understand that I'm just giving you my takes so far. So there are characters that I haven't tested, and we haven't seen potential because we haven't, I guess, if you will, dove any deeper, right? But SR, there are some highlights here. I think the best SR, and he is compatible to an SSR, is Finral. This guy is crazy. He first increases speed level to 2 allies with his lowest stamina for 2 turns. Applies increased attack for allies. If a designated ally has increased crit rate buff, applies 10% increased damage for 2 turns. Applies speed level 3 to all allies. Has 60% chance to dispel a debuff from an ally. 50% chance to apply increased crit rate. He is super freaking strong. I'm telling you, if you can get Finral early on, which you can, he's an SR, he will carry your team. He is so strong that I am really shocked that for a SR character, he is that good. I will also say the starter I think is really good too. I believe that's the one I'm looking at. He also is very helpful for your account. Incapacitate, additional attack. So again, additional attack, extra turn, speed down or speed up. Those attacks or those buffs or whatever you want to call them, those are really ones that are like the strongest out of everything. So keep it in mind when you are chasing a character like that, you always want to look for something like that. In turn-based games, like if you look at Honkai, characters with extra turn are very strong. If they get a kill, they proc and like attack again, which is strong. If they were able to speed down the enemy, that is good. If they're able to speed up the allies, they're good. That's automatically how it works in games like this. So keep in mind for what it is. If you look at Yuno, he does that. If you look at Finral, he does that. Asta can grant an extra turn. Yami is just very freaking strong. Lotus can keep applying debuffs, dispel debuffs, and then also speed reduction. Okay, that's big. Decreased stamina does this. There's a lot with these characters. I do believe there's a lot that you can look forward to. I believe this character is also pretty good, though again I haven't gone into test for them, but I have heard a lot of good things about him. Grants all allies a barrier equal to this, has 50% chance to apply increased endurance, debuff immunity, applies poison, increased defense to all allies. I mean, it could be very strong for this over here, the combined attack. So I haven't tested him, but again, there are some definitely gems that we aren't kind of listing. There are some really strong characters. I don't know about the SR Asta. I heard some people talking about him. Is he the one that has a counter? This is a defense. Yeah, he has a taunt. So he's not that bad, but his taunt can sometimes really help you. So he's one of the characters too. The other ones I haven't really tested as much, but what I can tell you right now is Finral and Yuno just come out swinging. They come out swinging, bro. So again, this is again a so far showcase of who I think are really strong characters. As time progresses, I'll update you and let you know how it goes with other ones. But I do think what I listed are very good. Use them, try them out, see how they do. And I'm telling you, if you get them, they will help you in progression very fast. Okay, so there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, peace out, enjoy. That's been it for me, and yeah.